To a comfortable seat at the center of your mat. You can cross your legs or just place one leg in front of the other. Your hands rested on the knees or the thighs. Begin to drop your chin down toward your chest. Stretch the back of the neck here. We'll start with the left ear. On the inhale, roll your left ear toward your left shoulder. Take your head all the way around the back of the neck. And start your exhale here. Bring that chin down to the chest. We'll do that one more time in the same direction. Inhale, switch. Take right ear toward right shoulder. Roll your head around the back of the neck. And start your exhale here as you bring your chin back down to the chest. Let me do that one more time. Slowly stack the vertebrae. Bring the crown of your head to its tallest point. Sit up nice and tall as your arms now reach high. Turn your palms inward, facing one another. Look up at your pinky finger. Relax your shoulders by rolling them back and down away from your ears. Stretch your chin up one more place. As we hold that stretch, start to lengthen toward the ceiling through your fingertips and tone your low belly. Draw your navel, your belly button toward the back of the spine. And with an exhale, place your left hand on the mat right beside your hip. And take your right arm up and over the side of your ear. Stretch toward the left side of the room. Look up at the inner part of your elbow or the ceiling. Inhale, both arms come back to the center. With an exhale, right hand, place that right on the mat outside the hip. Stretch up and over the left side as you look toward the ceiling. Deep inhale, arms rise. With the exhale, begin to fold forward. So we want the belly to lower toward the lap, your chest to lower toward your shins, and your hands to rest comfortably on the ground or the mat in front of you. Release the weight of your head down, chin to chest. And walk your hands over to your left. Get a deep twist here along the right side. Turn your neck and look back over the left shoulder. Push into your finger pads on the ground. Squeeze the belly in. Take that deep breath in, feel the back of the rib cage. Take a full breath out. Inhale, walk your hands out in front of you, back to the center. And exhale as the hands walk to the far right. Go ahead and press into your finger pads, tone the belly, turn your chin, look over that right shoulder. Take a full breath in the shape. And a full breath out. Inhale, back to the middle. And walk your hands towards you as you come all the way up to a nice tall seat. Inhale as arms rise above you. And exhale, come onto your hands and knees. Make your way into tabletop position. Okay, so what we want for this one here is hands on the mat, right beneath your shoulders. And then your knees on the mat right beneath your hips. So your arms and your thighs are straight up and down. Curl your toes underneath behind you and press into the ball of your foot. And look down at the mat right between your thumbs. Just start to tone the belly. Start to squeeze the navel up into the spine. Stretch your tailbone away from the crown of your head. Then engage your inner thighs. Imagine you have a block or a soda can right between your legs as you squeeze the thighs together or toward each other. Then begin to soften your abdomen, drop your belly button toward the mat, arch the spine, and lift your chin toward the ceiling. Keep the strength in your arms. When you exhale, round your back. So tone the belly again. Soften the back muscles. Look down at the space between your knees. Inhale. Drop the belly. Tone the back. Arch your spine. Follow your breath. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Round the back. Look down. Keep moving between those two shapes in unison with your breath. Warm up the vertebrae, the space between each and every one. On that next inhale, flatten out the spine, looking down between the thumbs again. Point your toes to the back of the mat. And bring your big toes together. Spread your knees a little wider to make space for the body. Push those hips back toward your heels as you come into child's pose. The hands start to glide forward. Lower the chest, your chin, or your forehead, all the way down to the mat. Start to take that inhale, bring the body back up to tabletop on the hands and knees. Glide those knees in beneath the hips. And curl your toes under. Start to lift the knees about an inch off the mat. So I'll move my, there you can see now your shins should be parallel to the floor. Squeezing those ankles and thighs in, look down at the hands. And when you're ready, start to lengthen your legs, lifting hips toward the ceiling. Stay on the ball of your foot. And with an exhale, sink your heels back and down toward the mat. Downward facing dog. Keep toning the low belly. Press into the ground with the hands. Squeeze your thighs inward. And start to lift the heels again. Rise high up to the ball of the foot. And begin to tiptoe forward toward the hip. Once you get to the top here, take a rest in forward fold for a moment. Inhale, slowly stack the vertebrae one at a time. Come all the way up to stand for that full length of the breath. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and away from the ears. Inhale, arms rise overhead. On the exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. And just close your eyes here. Feel the feet on the ground, on your mat. Lift all 10 toes off the ground, pressing the ball of the big toe and the ball of your pinky toe evenly into the floor. Start to activate that arch of your foot. Now bring your awareness to your pinky toe. Push the pinky toe down first, one toe at a time. Bring those toes to the mat. Once that big toe touches down, open your eyes. Lift your heels off the mat. Press into that ball of the foot. Squeeze your ankles in. Squeeze your inner thighs in. Then draw your kneecap up towards your hip. So we're firing that quad muscle or your thigh. And slowly, gradually, work your hands towards right above your head. So arms are working towards straight. Palms are still together. The sides of your arms or your biceps are pressing into the side of your ear. Take one more big breath in, lengthen. On the exhale, bring your heels and hands to the mat for a forward fold. Follow your breath. Inhale, lift halfway, flatten the spine. Look right down at the space above your toes. Your hands can either be on your shins, on your hip points, or at the heart. We're gonna hold here for one more big breath. Exhale, release that, fold toward the mat. Lay step or jump back to a plank. Come to the top of a push-up. You're welcome to bring your knees to the mat or keep the legs long. Eyes are down. Think about lengthening the back of the neck. So press the crown of your head forward toward the top of the mat. Push your heels back away from you toward the back of the mat. Then squeeze the thighs together. Again, crush that soda can between your legs. Tone your belly and push into the hands. Make your arms super strong. Take one more breath. And with control, soften your elbows. Just lower toward the mat. All right, on the inhale, we'll start to lift the head only. So with finger pads pressing into the mat, lift your head and look forward. And stay here, or squeeze your elbows and shoulders onto your back to make more space. Then curl your chest up. If you're looking for a deeper back bend here, take your hands off the mat completely. And see if you can keep that curve in your upper spine. The toes should be pointed back and the tops of your feet pressing firmly into the mat. Squeeze. Take one more breath. On the exhale, the hands press into the mat. Upward facing dog. Stretch your chest, chin to the sky. When you're ready, take it back to child's pose with an exhale. Inhale here, rise to tabletop on the hands and knees. Curl the toes under. With an exhale, down dog. Bring your hips high into the air. Ground your heels to or toward the mat behind you. Walk it out. Start to bend the knees one at a time with intention. So give one bend when you inhale. And then switch legs on the exhale. Keep that movement happening in the body, in your lungs, in your bones, in your muscles, everything working together. Begin to find stillness here in the shape. Put your heels toward the mat. And look forward to the space between your thumbs this time. So we're stretching the front of the neck. You have the option to tiptoe forward just as we did before, or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. This time on the inhale, take one long stretch, upward salute. Bring your arms overhead to the sky. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Starting with the feet, lift the heels as you take a breath. Find balance here first. And if you're feeling steady, take the arms overhead. Hold here, squeeze the legs in. Squeeze your ankles in. Keep your glutes engaged as well. Tighten every muscle in your body. Squeeze it into the bones. Take your last big breath right here. Exhale, forward fold to the mat. Make a half lift for a flat spine. This time we're gonna add the wings. With your eyes looking down right in front of your toes, stretch your arms out to the sides. So we want the hands and shoulders to be in line with one another. Your head and your hip to be in line with each other as well. So everything should be kind of sandwiched together. Right? Lengthening that spine, head away from hips, fingertips away from each other. Shoulder blades are on the back, right behind the heart. One more breath. Exhale and fold to your mat. This time we're going to step back with just the left foot. Left foot steps all the way back to a lunge. So that front foot or front knee is bent. Knee is right on top of your front ankle or heel. Inhale, Take your arms overhead. So take your time with this one. Bring your heart above the hips, your wrists above your shoulders, then gaze right out in front of your nose. Palms, turn them in. All right, so the whole time your arms are overhead, we want something between the hands. So whether the hands are touching or not, they should be facing each other. Bend the knee a little deeper as you sit deeper into your lunge. Lift your chest. On your exhale, lower your hands. And step forward, come back to the top of the mat. Inhale, upward salute. Take those arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. So fold back down to the toes. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold to the mat. Right foot. This time, right foot steps all the way back. Come into lunge. With the breath in, take the arms overhead. High lunge. Sit deeper on the exhale. All right, now as you hold the pose, bring your focus to your hips. We want the left hip to roll back, your right hip to push more forward, and then stretch the front of your neck by bringing your chin up toward the wrist. Take that last big inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now step or jump to the back of the mat, coming into that push-up again, or plank. Hold here. And when you're ready, exhale, chaturanga. Slowly lower to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Point the toes back. Exhale, down dog. Walk it out, bend the knees, one at a time. Find stillness in your shape, plant your heels. Left side, inhale, bring that left leg high. With the lifted leg, your foot is flexed. So we want those toes to point down at the mat, the heel to lift up toward the top of that back wall, and look forward between your fingertips. With an exhale, step forward between your hands. This time, we want that back knee to lower all the way to the mat. Same as before, inhale, arms rise. We want to sit the hips, again, more forward toward the top of that back heel. All right, so with your exhale, we allow the hips to sink more forward, lift up from the chest, shoulders back, away from those ears, and look up between the thumbs. One more breath. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. And place that right hand with 4 fingers pointing to the long edge of the mat and your thumb pointing to the top edge of the mat. Inhale with your left arm, opens to the sky now. Twist your torso. Look up at that lifted hand. And then try to bring the front of these right ribs toward that inner left thigh for a deeper twist. We're going to hold here for 2 more deep breaths. One more. On this exhale, lower that left hand to the mat, outside your foot. Curl your toes under behind you. Lift your back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Look at your toes. Chin to chest, and then nod your head yes and no a few times. Stretch up the neck. When you're ready, inhale, right leg, lift it high, flex your foot at the ankle. Then start to look forward between your hands, like you know where you want your foot to plant, and exhale, step forward to that space. Drop your back knee, Point your back toes away. Inhale, both arms rise overhead. Exhale, we sit a little deeper into the shape. Lift the chin, lift the chest, look up. Take your last breath. On that exhale, we lower the hands to the mat. Frame the foot. Press your left hand into the mat. Open right hand to the sky with a big inhale. Squeeze your glutes behind you. Keep pushing the hips forward and try not to collapse into this bottom shoulder. We want the chest open. So reach high with the lifted hand and push down firmly into the left hand on the mat. 2 more. Last one. On this exhale, the hand lowers outside the foot. Then curl your back toes. So lift the knee behind you. Step it back. Down dog. Now walk it out. Bend the knees one at a time. Start to tiptoe toward the hands. Forward fold. And on the inhale here, begin to stack the vertebrae. One at a time, roll it all the way up. Exhale, shoulders go back and away. Inhale, arms rise. And pause right here. Take your left hand to your right wrist. Standing as tall as you can, lengthen that right side as you feel the lungs. On your exhale, fold deep to the left side. The goal here is to keep your ears between your biceps, then squeeze your hip to lowest rib on the left side. Create as much space on the right side of the body between your hip and armpit. Look up, go a little deeper. On this inhale here, bring it to the center. Exhale, switch the grip of the hands. Right hand to left wrist. Breathe in, find space. Exhale, fold to the right. And once you have that, look up. Roll your shoulder away from the ear and go a little deeper. On the inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, fold to the toes. Inhale, upward salute, arms rise overhead. This time, interlace the fingers, except that index finger, point it to the sky and cross your thumbs. All 10 toes should be planted in the mat. Soften the knees just a little bit so we don't lock the knees out, and then squeeze your ankles, thighs, glutes, belly button, everything in. Zip it all the way up to your chin and look up at your wrist. Start to stand a little taller. And on your exhale, just roll your shoulders back. Keep the head between the shoulders. Slowly come into your back bend, pointing the index finger toward the top of the wall behind you first. Stretch your chin and your ribs toward the ceiling. And if you feel like you have more space, keep your heels planted and bring those toes those fingertips a little bit further down that back wall. Take your last breath. On this exhale, release your shape. And swan dive all the way down to the toes. Give yourself a juicy hug. Wrap your arms around the back of the legs, or maybe even tuck your fingers underneath your heels. So a few options there. The goal is to get your belly, your ribs to kiss your thighs, your nose to come as close to your kneecaps as you can, and then stretch or lengthen the back of the legs, lifting hips up, pushing heels down, squeezing thighs in. And hold that shape for one more big breath in. On your exhale, release the arms toward the back. Lift halfway with a big breath in, flat back. Exhale, fold. Left foot. Step your left foot back. And we spin that back heel down to the mat. So we want the back foot at an angle. Both heels are planted. Warrior one. Inhale as the arms go up. Palms are facing each other. Arms are straight up and down. Front knee is bent. All right, so we want the knee over the heel. Your back leg is straight with your back heel on the mat. Square your hips and shoulders toward those top corners of the mat. Look straight out in front of your nose. Now we're going to add it together. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist. When you're ready, inhale, find length along that left side. Exhale, fold the upper body, your torso, toward the right. Hold it here. On your exhale, lower your hands, frame your foot, and step forward. Step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms rise, upward salute. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. All right, now right foot steps back. Inhale, high lunge. So we're on the ball of the back foot, arms out. On the exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. All right, phase one is to stay right here. Phase two is to turn the torso to the left. Lower the right elbow to the outer edge of the knee or the upper thigh. Then press your palms together. You're welcome to take this pose with the back knee down. You look down at your toes, at your fingers, or at your elbow. Whatever you chose, commit to it. Hold steady, straighten that back leg. One more breath. Exhale, hands down, step back, down and up. Inhale, shift your weight forward, come into plank with the top of the push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Down. Reset. Whatever you need. We're going to do the other side. Hold steady here in your downward facing dog. On the next breath in, left leg, bring it high. Look forward, and with an exhale, step to the top of the mat. Back heel, spin it down to an angle. Coming into that warrior one, arms go up overhead. All right, so we're doing the same thing now, just on the other side. Your left knee is bent. You're sitting into that lunge, back heel is planted. Arms are straight up and down. Heels and hips are facing the top of the mat. Stretch your chin toward your wrist. And now we take the left hand to the right wrist. When you're ready, lengthen. Exhale, fold to that left side. Hold here. On your exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Go ahead and step forward. Inhale, arms rise, upward salute. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot, step it back. Inhale, high lunge, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Stay here, or add that twist. Twisting to the right this time. Left arm goes to the outer edge of the knee. Lift your chest toward your wrist and your chin toward your elbow. Breathe. Sit Sit a little deeper into the lunge. Straighten the back leg. Breathe. Take that last breath. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. Inhale, come back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right, y'all. We're going to take up the intensity just a little bit. But as always, it is not required. My suggestions are just that. So go at your pace. We're going to start with the left side. On the inhale, left leg, bring it high. Point your toes. And look between your hands. On your exhale, bend your knee and pull it up toward your nose or that space right between your forearms. Inhale, lift your leg again. On the exhale, bend your knee, bring it across the chest toward your right elbow. Inhale, lift your leg high. Exhale, again, bring that knee across the chest toward the right elbow. And then extend your left leg out to the side of your mat. If you got that far, you're welcome to hold the shape. Or roll onto the inside arch of your back foot, your right foot. Keep both hands down, or for a little bit more difficult, extend that right hand to the sky. Hold your shape, whichever one you chose. Take one more breath. Exhale as the hands come back to the mat beneath the shoulders. Three-legged dog. Extend your left leg high. Exhale, down dog. And take it into child's pose. Take a rest before doing the right side. All right, inhale here. Bring it back up to tabletop. Curl your toes. Exhale, down dog. Starting with that right leg this time. On the inhale, lift your leg. Exhale, bend the knee forward between the forearms, up toward your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, long leg. Exhale, extend that leg over onto that left edge of the mat and either keep your hands down or extend your left hand to the sky. Just one more. On the exhale, bring your left hand to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog. And walk it out. Start to tiptoe toward the top of the mat. We're going to come into chair pose here. So we'll start in forward fold. And just bend your knees until your belly touches your thighs. Begin to bring your arms out in front of you. So we want them parallel to the floor first. And kind of look at that space right between your hands. And keep that a little more difficult. Bring your arms up, reaching for the top of the wall in front of you, right where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep that tailbone tucked down. Squeeze the thighs in. Lift your chest. One more breath. Exhale, fold. We're going to heel toe the feet out to the width of the mat. And point your toes out to the corners of the room. Keep your fingers on the ground if they touch. If not, start to bend your knees out over the big toes until they do. And Drop the hips or tailbone back and down toward the heels. Keep the heels flat on the mat. Lift your chest. If you're feeling steady, bring your hands together at the center of your heart. Sit as tall as you can to the crown of your head. Lengthen the neck, relax the shoulders, shoulder blades, squeeze them back. Sit a little deeper. Breathe. Start to lower your hands to the mat. Straighten your legs slowly. Lift the hips. And turn your toes toward the top of the mat so that your feet are parallel again to the long edges. Take left hand to right ankle. Left hand to right ankle. Right arm to the sky. Option 2 is to tuck that right arm around the back and fingers go into the hip crease. Inhale here, right arm opens to the sky. Exhale, hands to the back. Right hand to left ankle. Inhale, left arm up. Stay there. Or wrap your arm around the small of your back. One more breath. Inhale as that left arm goes up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Heel toe your feet back together. Make your way to a seat at the center of the mat. Your legs extended out in front of you. We'll start with the feet flexed, so toes are pointed out. Palms are placed on the mat, right outside your hips. Once you have that, rise to the tips of your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades and elbows toward the back of the room, then arch your spine. And really push down into your hands and your arms. Get straight again. Lift your chest up and your chin. Keep that. If that's enough for you. If you'd like a little bit more of an intense balance, bring your arms out in front of you with that height still in your chest. Begin to curl or tuck your pelvis, your tailbone down. And lift your legs. So we have one option here. Again, if the hands are down, it would look like this for you. We also have the option to grab beneath your knees. Shins parallel to the floor with toes pointed. Find that one that works for your body today. Hold that. Keep the chest up. Keep the breath steady. With an exhale, go ahead and surrender the weight of your body to the mat. We'll bend the knees, place the feet on the mat. Arms are wide. Go ahead and cross your left foot over the right thigh first. You're going to roll to the right. So the sole of your left foot is going to lower to the ground. Turn your head, look at your left hand. And keep your legs as they are. Just come back up onto the sole of your right foot. Gradually shifting both legs now to the left. Turn your head, look to the right side. Slowly bring that back to the center with both feet on the mat. Take a second to reset your hips, your shoulders if necessary. Then we switch, taking right foot across left thigh. Start first rolling to the left. Turn your head, look to the right. Bring it back to the center. Keep the feet and legs as they are. Just shift over to the right side. Turn your head, look at your left hand. Bring it back to center. Both feet are on the mat. Extend both legs straight up and down into the air. Flex your feet. So pull your toes toward your nose. Push your heels higher toward the sky. Squeeze your legs in. And grab on the back of those hamstrings, calf, or your ankles without lifting your shoulders off the mat. We're going to pull the legs toward the chest. If your toes touch the ground behind your head, go for that. If not, just hold your shape where you are. With your exhale, bring the spine back to the mat. Release your legs, happy baby. Bring your knees up toward the armpits. Grab hold of the feet. We start to rock from left to right on either side of the spine. Bring the knees together at the center of the chest, wrapping the arms around the front of the shins. You're welcome to take stillness in this shape or rock from front to back along your spine. Eventually, we slowly rock down until you're flat on your back. Beginning to settle into your final rest and relaxation this morning. Allow your feet to fall to the corners of the mat. Release your hips and shoulders. Soften the jaw. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. If your eyes are closed, even if they're not, just start to take notice inward, what's happening in your body as you relax a little bit more into the floor, into the surface beneath you. slowly start to add some movement to your fingers and your toes. Just as we started this morning, stretch your arms overhead. Start to roll to a side of the body that feels comfortable for you. Eventually bring it back to that comfortable seat at the center of the mat where we started. All right, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And to close our practice, I'd like to take 3 deep breaths together. On your inhale, just allow your arms to float above you. Fill the lungs fully. And exhale completely. Guide your hands back to your heart. As we recognize everyone that joined in this morning, and we recognize and honor the light in each and every one of us, we take one last breath together. And as a reminder to the self, I am strong, I am present, I am my breath. Namaste.